Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Um, before we start, I'd like to give a little introduction. Thank you so much for your willingness and for taking the time to be interviewed today. My name is Priley, as you know, and I'm currently working on a research project with my group for our communication research method, qualitative course from the communication major at University of Indonesia. Now, this interview is a part of our qualitative research assignment, and we're exploring how university students use e-cigarettes, more specifically, what kind of needs or gratifications that they might get from them. For example, such as cognitive needs, affective needs, personal or integrative needs, social integrative needs, and tension release needs. Maybe you're familiar with these needs, probably. And I hope that while answering the questions, you will also support your answer with your own story or like personal experience to give us more insight about your personal experience with e-cigarettes or with vapes. And I believe you are already aware of this after reading the interview guidelines that I have given to you and also after signing the consent form. And in this interview, feel free to share openly. Everything you say will be kept confidential and used only for academic purposes. So if at any point, if you're uncomfortable or want to like skip a question, then that's totally okay too. And I want to make this interview casual, like imagine like it's a normal conversation between friends. And if you have any questions in the middle of the interview, feel free to ask as well. Okay, so before we start, is there anything you want to ask or confirm about this interview?
No, it's all clear. Thank you.
Okay, shall we get started?
Yes.
All right. So, first of all, I'm gonna ask about the background of you as the interviewee. So, can you tell me what is your name?
Hello, my name is Diva Josephina. You can call me Diva. I am now 22 years old. I am a university student in Atmajaya Catholic University, and I am currently majoring in law. I'm in my Wait, let me count. I'm in my fifth year because I
Okay.
had to take time off for like one
Okay.
semester, and now I'm back again and studying. Uh, and then what else are there the questions?
Actually, have answered how old are you, which is 22.
22.
Yes.
Actually turning 23, but
Okay.
not yet. So type it out as 22. Okay.
Okay. Not yet, as in like very soon or
Very soon.
okay.
Actually, very soon, but not yet. So
What
no.
is the date? The birth date?
Um, a day after your birthday. It's
Which
in
is
9th of April.
okay. My birthday is
Okay.
8th of April.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, oh, your gender is
Oh, I am a woman,
okay, female or woman.
female or women.
And where do you study? What's your major and what year you have answered, which is Atmajaya Catholic University,
University, yeah.
majoring in and you're in your
Law.
fifth year. Okay. And maybe where do you come from?
I come from
Your
Tangerang.
city? Okay.
My city is Tangerang Selatan. It's in BSD. If you know, you know.
Okay. Beste. It's in Banten.
Banten, yeah.
And can you tell me what are your daily activities? Maybe as
And
a student or like as a person in general.
as a person in general.
Okay, continue.
Outside of being a university student, since I only have like one class left to finish this semester before graduating, I actually dabble in painting most of the time. I take painting commissions, and I mostly work on the weekends for my commission work. But other than that, I'd usually do my personal paintings on the weekends, on the weekdays, sorry, on the weekdays. So I basically live, breathe painting.
So what do you paint? What kind of like paintings do you make? for your like
I
mission?
mostly do realism paintings, and I take uh commission for either live wedding paintings or if you know those shoe custom where you paint shoes or bags, I do that too. But mostly it's the live painting.
Okay. So mostly it's the life painting. Like you mentioned a wedding. Is it what?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's basically for anything, but usually the customer would go for their weddings to be
Okay.
painted.
All right. So now I'm gonna dive into the questions about your general experiences of e-cigarette use or your usage of vaping. So the first question would be, how often do you use e-cigarettes? So e-cigarettes, another name for e-cigarettes is vapes, and they are battery-powered devices that heat a liquid, often containing nicotine and flavorings, to create an aerosol that is inhaled. So maybe you're already familiar with vapes, right? Yes. So how often do you use e-cigarettes?
Basically every day. It's like a day-to-day routine for me now. I I wake up, I kind of search for it because I think if I don't use it, there's something like off. I
Mm.
mean, you get it. Addiction
Okay.
is bad.
Okay. Maybe like this week, this today is Monday. Maybe from like last Monday to today, do you like use it every single day?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
basically.
And maybe does the frequency change over time?
It does actually. I was not a huge vapor back in like 2022, 2023. I kind of stopped back then because I was in an environment where I had to go out a lot, and so I could switch back to traditional smoking. But then nowadays I really try to cut back on my traditional cigs, and so I use vape more often. Yeah.
Okay. So it changes a lot. So would you say like it was frequent and then now it's like less, or like it was less and then now more frequent?
It was less, and then now it gets more frequent.
Okay. Okay, for the next question, how long have you been using e-cigarettes, would you say? Maybe if you remember.
Oh, I'm a counted. Okay, I
Okay.
used it. I first used it on eighth grade, but it was just like a one-time thing. I tried it. I didn't like it at first, and then I didn't use it anymore. But then like the next 2 years, I think it was in 10th grade. I found this one device that's where I thought, oh, this thing is actually good, and that's when I kind of started using it like more frequently. So I guess you can say like roughly for 7 years until now.
Oh, 7 years.
Long,
Okay.
long time.
And you said like you didn't like it at first. Like what makes it like unlikable at first?
Maybe because back then it was not uh as commercialized as it is now. So there were a lot of options available, and the one that I got tasted. I think it's like weird. I think the best way to explain it is like you're breathing smoky air. Like it doesn't taste like anything. It tastes like rough air.
Rough?
Rough air. Like it doesn't taste like anything. You can't taste anything out of it.
Oh, interesting. So no flavors?
No flavors.
Like
But
the
it
one
didn't
you got
really.
right now?
Yeah, it's different than what I've got right now, but it
Oh.
tasted different than normal cigarettes. It
Oh, the
just
one,
tasted
the first cigarette,
the
e-cigarette.
the first vape that I
Oh,
used tasted different from the vapes that you have now, and it tasted different than like actual cigarettes. It tasted weird.
flavor, you would say. Okay, and now it's more like flavory, right?
More. There are a lot more options available, so you can choose on whatever fits your liking. Um, and I think now it's more, you can taste more of the flavor.
Oh. And what type of e-cigarettes do you use right now? Maybe
I
like you can also like mention how it changes like before I used this and that, now I use this and that.
Okay, the first time I used e-cigs, the one that I said did not taste good. It was a disposable vape,
Mm.
and it was kind of like a pen because it was very small. And then I changed it into, if you know, there's this thing called Jewel, like
J
JWL.
uh,
It's a thing back then. It was so it at that time it was like super famous, especially for like first time vapors. It was the kind that it's like the kind I have now, but you only have to change the cartridge, if you know.
change the what?
Cartridge. I'm gonna type
You
it out for
type
you.
it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cartridge
And this is for the jewel one.
for the Jewel one. And what I
Okay.
have now, it's basically called pods.
Ah, okay.
Cartridge. Cartridge.
Where do you type it?
Oh, I was spelling it.
Oh, wait, okay, okay. Let's
I
see.
was typing. I was typing.
Let's see. Okay. Okay, car. Oh,
Yeah,
cart.
yeah. It's called the device is called pods. But back then, when I haven't changed to this pod device, I used something called mods. MODS
What
mods.
is this mods?
The mods is a device that is basically way more complicated than this. It's like it's bigger,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't only have to change the cartridge, you also have to change things like the cotton inside and the liquids that you have to buy separately.
The cotton. What is the cotton?
It's like it's a literal cotton, like the
Okay.
one that you use for your face, but it's for
Oh,
vapes
inside the vape.
inside the vape. So you have to like frequently change it.
Okay.
And I've tried the disposable ones too. I have a lot of like the leftover ones
Oh.
that I no longer use. But
Did
now
you
I
use it
just
like in the past 3 months, maybe the disposable one?
I last use it last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been a long time. But now I mostly stick with this because it's very convenient.
It's the jewel, right?
Oh no. It's
Oh,
called pop. It's a different now there's different
oh.
what is merk?
Brand? Yes.
Yeah, there are different brands.
Oh, what is that
But
one?
this one is called Oxfa. Yeah, the device. There are a lot of other brands, but
You
the
prefer
device, yeah. I don't have any preference. It's just whatever works, works. But the main device, like the model, it's called Pod. Every brand has this, I think.
Oxford? So what do you prefer like this type over the others? And
Because
maybe
it's
you mentioned you
yeah.
have no preference, but like why do you use it right now?
Right now, I think it's because it's very convenient. You can just like change it, and it's very accessible. I think you can just buy it anywhere. If you go to the mall, you can buy um, a device or a liquid, and then it's I guess it's easy to carry around too, and it's not that complicated to use and maintain.
Okay. what made you start using cigarettes? Maybe you have mentioned this before. Maybe like explain it more elaborately. Elaborate.
Okay, so back then, I I first used it because I was intrigued because it was like a new thing back then, right? Oh, this is like it was a new thing. I was intrigued. I thought, oh, I've never seen this type of thing before. That's why I wanted to try it. And many people said that it can reduce your your smoking intake. Like if you
Oh,
normally use traditional cigarettes, if you try vaping, that it would reduce the amount of cigarettes you smoke, right? That's why I started using it. I bought it the first time back then on eighth grade with my friend. So we bought one device for the both of us. So we would like take 10. But and then it was mostly her because I didn't like it. And yeah, that's like how I first know about this vaping thing.
so did your friends have it and then you guys like buy it a new one together? Or
No, it was our first time trying
so
vape.
how do you know about like the vape itself? Like,
But it was mouth to mouth because we heard it from another friend. It's like, oh, you should try this. It's like a new thing that just came out. And we're like, oh, that's actually very cool looking. And we tried it, we bought it. But, it was, we were junior high school kids and junior, what do you call SMP? We were in
yeah,
middle
junior high
school.
school, middle
Middle
school.
school. And we didn't have a lot of money. And so we bought one.
Okay.
It was like divided between us.
Okay. So, okay. Now, can you describe your first experience with e-cigarettes, like the first time you tried?
Um, like I said before, it was not great. It was not a good experience because it's very different than your traditional cigarettes. It hits on your throat more, mainly because I didn't know how to use it and I didn't find the taste pleasing. That's why I just used it a couple of times and I was like, no, I cannot even pretend to like it.
Mm.
I was like, this is not good. But then when the jewel thing came out, there were a lot more flavors. And then I tried one and I was like, I was hooked. I was like, oh, that's actually pretty good.
Mm. So the Jewel one you tried on like 10th grade, right?
Yeah, 10th grade.
Was it like, how would you like describe your experience in the 10th grade when you try it again?
Okay, so I found the device. It was sold in a local convenience store. And it was huge back then. I heard from my friend that this is like a new thing and it looks very cool. I don't have the device now. It was thrown out by my mom.
Okay, okay.
It was thrown out by my mom.
Whoa, parents.
And it looked like a USB. You can literally put it the charger would look like an L, so you could put it on your laptop.
Oh,
I was mainly intrigued by that. I was like, oh, I want that cool looking thing. And I was like, okay, I just tried it.
it
And
actually worked. Like you can
yeah,
plug it,
I can plug it in on my laptop.
and
And it's
it is a
magnetic.
USB.
Yeah, it's like a USB.
Oh.
And it's magnetic as well. So you can just like pop it on and off. Back then they only had like three or four flavors. I don't know. But the one I tried was this. It's called tobacco. It's basically like cigarette flavored. It's very confusing. I know. It's basically tobacco flavored, and I guess it has a lot more. I don't know how to describe it, but it has a lot more kick to it.
Okay. Like it's better than
The last,
traditional or
yeah,
the last
the
ever.
last vape. The for me, the traditional one is still better, but if you
Okay,
compare it to the first vape that I tried, it's ten
much
times
better.
better. Yeah.
Okay, traditional. And your very first thought about e-cigarettes and how did they change over time?
Wait, can you repeat that? I
What
was
were your first thoughts about e-cigarettes and how did it change over time?
Oh, okay. So my first thought would be, I think this thing could like reduce my cigarette intake, which it kind of did, but it kind of did not because over time it just kind of it just adds more factor to the addiction that I have. At first, I was like, okay, I could change this from your traditional cigarettes, but that didn't really work. And then I guess it's kind of expensive if you compare it to traditional cigarettes because the devices could go up to
Mhm.
um, 500,000 rupiah until like millions, I guess. So back then it was not really accessible for me. I just bought the cheap ones, and I think that's bad for you.
Okay. And where do you typically use e-cigarettes or vapes?
Everywhere,
Everywhere.
where it's legal, okay. Only where it's legal, like at home when I'm working or when I'm in the car or when I'm with my friends in the university, whenever we hang out, I would use it.
Mhm. And so in university, at your home, at your work too, is it?
Yeah,
Okay. Which place is more comfortable for you to vape?
I think it's in my house. I think nothing is more comfortable than your own place.
Okay, so you like to smoke alone?
It depends, but I would usually go smoking alone. If there are friends, I would gladly accept you to go smoke with me, but I'd usually just go out by myself.
Mm, okay. Okay. Now, do you think that e-cigarettes influence your daily routine or lifestyle?
I guess it does. Um, because like I said before, now I wake up, I would go look for this thing the first thing in the morning. I would just be like, where is it? Where did I put it? Right. And I think it's kind of like a little getaway for me whenever I do something that makes me kind of like bummed or stressed out. I would think of it as a kind of like stress relief, you
Mhm.
can say. Yeah.
So, is it vapes first or phone first when you wake
For me,
up?
it's vapes first.
Oh, really?
I wouldn't even care where my phone is. I would just usually just go, it's here. Okay, my phone later.
Oh, so it actually like addictive, you know?
It is. It's very bad for you. I'm trying to cut off as well.
Okay. So do you think the influence is more positive or negative? And maybe you could describe like if it's also positive.
Um, I guess if I want to see the positive side from vaping, I guess it's a very good conversation starter whenever you
Oh.
meet new people. Um, it goes for vapes and traditional cigs. You'd be whatever if you're in a in a place when you're meeting someone and then you want to go out, you'd be like, oh, do you want to go out and take a smoke with me and hit a puff with me? So if that person say yes, let's go, and then you can like start a new conversation regarding this thing that you're doing, the smoking and the vaping thing. And for the negative ones, I guess it is very bad for you, obviously. And I've had a very much bad experience, including I have very bad asam lambung, girl. What is that? What do you call that?
No, it's okay.
Ma.
Asama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this thing induces it more. Like it would make me, what do you call it? Kambuh a lot. I think that's the bad thing. And the fact that I search for it the first thing in the morning is also bad.
Yeah. So it kind of like induced it in the morning more often.
Yeah, especially in the mornings, I feel like.
Okay. So
Okay.
you would say it influences you more negatively or positively?
Oh, definitely negatively.
Negatively. Okay.
With the sickness that I have, obviously.
Okay. And if you had to stop using them, maybe, how would your routine change?
I actually I think I've said this before, where I stopped using vape in 2022 to 2023. But back then, for some reason, it didn't really impact me a lot because I think before that I didn't use it as frequently as I am now. So if I were to stop now, I think uh I would kind of lose the the stress relief that the stress reliever that I have, you know. Because whenever I'm doing something, even if it gets like just a little bit stressful, I would be like, oh my god, where's my vape? I'm gonna do a vape now, you know. It's kind of like hmm, a thing that you it's like a thing that you search for.
Yeah, coping
It's
mechanism.
yeah, it's like a coping mechanism, yeah.
Okay.
But
Maybe
it's
you would
probably in my head. It's probably in my head. It's
maybe
probably
you,
not true.
yeah. Maybe if you like don't vape anymore, you would like find other alternative.
Huh. It's hard to say because I said that for my vape whenever I smoke,
Okay.
and it both turns out to be bad. Turned out to be bad,
Okay.
but I think um even if I have a lot of things to do, I would always like spare a bit of the time to actually go out and use my vape or smoke.
Okay, now we're gonna continue to the cognitive needs. It is how vapes can help you seek information or knowledge that you need. So, what kind of information about e-cigarettes are you trying to seek from using it? So, before using the e-cigarettes, what kind of information do you like want to seek from the
Oh,
uses?
okay. I think obviously the flavor, like oh, does using this actually uh, would make me enjoy it, right? And then I think the main thing for me was because before I started using e-cigarettes, I'd think like, oh, can this thing actually um, work on reducing my cigarette intake? I
Mm.
think those two are like the main.
So you thought that from e-cigarettes you would like reduce the traditional
Yeah.
one. Okay. And what have you learned about e-cigarettes or vapes from your experience of using them? Like after
Uh,
using them?
after using them, uh, it did reduce my smoking. Fortunately, now I don't smoke as much, but it changed into me vaping more. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and I think the more that I learn is the thing that I learned more is that oh my god, it's so expensive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it takes a lot from your pocket because you need to change it frequently, and you'd run out of liquid very very fast. And if your cartridge is broken, you need to go out and buy a new one. It's
Mm-hmm.
very
Yeah, so it's not
hard to
budget
pocket.
friendly. When it comes
Yeah,
to the
it's not
traditional.
budget friendly.
Yeah. And have you ever encountered like any misinformation about vaping? If so, what is it?
Oh, it's probably the ones that said that vaping is much healthier than smoking, which I don't think
Oh,
is.
okay.
Uh, I think it's both of them are just very harmful, and I see a lot of my friends spreading those type of misinformation to other people. That they would say like, "Oh, you should just start vaping because it's like uh, less harmful than your normal cigarettes." But it's both of them has harmful chemicals, and sometimes we don't even know how they make the liquids that go in the vape. So I would say like stop spreading those misinformation because both are just as bad.
Okay. So both are as bad. Yes.
Yeah.
And does using e-cigarettes makes you learn like any new information or knowledge about vaping that you didn't know before? Maybe something that surprised you about vaping that you didn't expect. If yes, what is it?
Huh, but something I didn't expect. Uh, Probably how it's not budget friendly.
Oh yeah,
um,
budget.
and what else? Oh, I didn't think that it would have like more uh choices. Like it has a lot of different kind of devices, flavors, liquids, or whatever that they have. I don't even know everything. Like my knowledge of vapes not that much. I only know what I know. And then I still learn new things about it every day. Whenever I'm with my friends and they use like this new type of device, I'll be like, girl, I haven't seen that before.
Ah, so you encounter yourself like finding new devices and like brands, new brands
Yeah,
every day.
yeah, exactly. My friend had one, the disposal one that has a Lego in it. You can just take off and
Oh,
like stack. And I'm like, girl, why is it like a game now? And they have one in Japan where it has like a Tamagotchi in it.
oh,
So if you don't vape, the pet will die.
oh! It's like a game.
Yeah, exactly like a Tamagotchi, except that you have to vape it
I think it's the marketing
frequently.
genius behind.
Yeah, I know, right? And I used to have one that looks like a tape. You know, a tape like an old tape of like CD, like cassettes. And those are like very uniquely intriguing, very pretty.
So the cassette's like circle. Wait, what is the shape?
Oh, the radio cassettes, the boxed one. You know, the old ones that you would put on
Oh,
the
yeah,
inside
yeah.
of the radio. Yeah, that one. It's crazy.
Mm. Wow, I didn't know that.
I know,
And
right?
also the games.
I didn't even know that until last week.
That's interesting. Okay. And have you ever tried conventional cigarettes before? Yes, right? As
Yeah.
you mentioned previously. And can you describe what you know about conventional cigarettes, maybe like in general?
Huh. What I know
Yes.
is that it's very, if you compare it to like vapes, it's very unpractical. But for some reason that I can also cannot describe, I feel more of the kick whenever I'm using the normal cigarettes rather than the vapes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I said unconventional, it's because it's very messy. You have to get outside, you have to get your lighter, you have to light it up, and the ashes would be just everywhere. And on top of that, it smells, right? With
Yeah.
with vapes, it smells nice. I
Yes.
think you've been in my car and be like, oh, "What's that smell?" Right? And I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's my vape," right?
Okay. And do you believe that using the e-cigarettes, vaping, help you learn about the differences between the traditional ones and the e-cigarette ones? And how?
The vaping and the normal ones.
Yeah, how does like using e-cigarettes help you learn about the differences between the two?
Oh, yeah, basically, that the ones that I've mentioned, like it's very conventional. You can with vapes, you can just bring it everywhere and anywhere. You could just keep it in your pocket and be like, you know.
Hmm.
And with, that's why I'm like, when I first tried vaping, I was like, oh, I see why people would want to swap from traditional smoking to vaping because of how easy it is to access and um, use. I think that's it.
So the accessibility and the
Yeah.
practicality. Okay. And maybe you have mentioned this, but what is the biggest difference between the two?
Oh, the biggest difference,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, other than um, the practicality,
Mm-hmm.
there's not much of a difference because you're just inhaling smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I guess with traditional smoking, it gets you from at least for me, it gets you more. Uh, it fills me up with like I don't know what it is, but it makes me calmer, like with
Oh.
traditional cigarettes. Sometimes when I use um vapes, I don't know why I get more giddy rather than calm.
Oh.
I don't know what
What's
that is.
giddy?
Giddy is like you can't stop moving. You'd be like, oh, you'd be so excited that you're not calm. The opposite of calm.
So like give you more like endorphins and
I guess so. I
yeah,
guess so. It gives me like more
excitement.
excited. Yeah, I'd be like, oh, let's do this. Let's do this. With
Okay.
smoking is like it makes me go very laid back. Like,
Uh,
it's like exhaling. Like, let me calm
yeah.
myself down.
Okay. And do you believe that using e-cigarettes improve your understanding of the smoking effect or impact, convenience, and also addiction?
Yes, because it's very practical and very easy to access. People, especially the bad thing is that a lot of minors now use it as well, right? Like I first used it when I was a minor, which wasn't which isn't legal.
Mm.
um because of the accessibility, it's easier for minors, for young people to start off. They just like go behind their parents' back and use it. That's where the addictions start, and then sometimes I know that I said I used vaping to stop smoking normal cigarettes, but now from what I've seen from my younger friends is that they tried vaping first, and then they would switch it to traditional smoking, which is like the opposite of what the vapes are supposed to be, you know.
And how would it like improve your understanding of like the convenience itself and addiction?
um I think, wait, I'm confused.
So the question is, do you believe that using e-cigarettes improve your understanding
Oh, it
of
does, it does.
like the smoking effect or like impact, convenience, and addiction? If so, how?
It does because of that.
Okay. The practicality and accessibility.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, my head is just like all over the place.
Okay, okay. All right. And um diving into the effective needs or like how it improves your improve you emotionally. Do you think that using e-cigarettes affects your emotions or mood? If yes, how?
Oh, yes, it does actually, very much. Like I've mentioned that it makes me feel giddy, and it's like whenever I I encounter any minor inconvenience in my life, I would go and search for my vape,
Mm.
and that for some reason it makes me feel okay. As long as I have this, I'm okay. You know, it makes me um more set in what I'm doing. It makes my mood better. If you ever catch me in a bad mood, that's because I have not vaped yet.
Okay. And do you find yourself vaping more when you feel like a certain emotion rather
Oh,
than like when you have no emotion at all?
not really, because sometimes I do vape because I'm bored.
Ah,
Like I'd be like not having to do anything, and my hands are just like, what am I gonna do? And whenever I'm in like in a social setting and I don't know what to do, I would just like vape because at least I'm doing something with my hands. That's the bad.
okay.
So stressed, I go to vaping, and then not doing anything, I'd go to vaping. So it's like
Okay.
both of them.
Can you describe the okay, maybe let's skip this question. Okay. Have you ever chosen a specific e-cigarette brand or flavor because how it looks, smells, or feels?
Definitely. not right now, but it used to be my it used to be my preference because back then if I saw something very cute, I would want it. My vape before this one is it's pink. The main reason why I got it is just because it's pink,
Mm-hmm.
no other reasons. Um, and then for the taste, of course, obviously, I would go for something that I like. I've tasted numerous types of liquids, and I would want to buy something because it intrigues me. Whenever they go out with new flavors, they came out with new flavors that's just like new to you, and you want to try it. I would just go out and buy it. But now, I guess I don't really care that much. It's just I'm just vaping for the sake of it, so I don't really care if it's like cute or not. As long as I have it, I don't mind it. But for the flavors, I do still think about it until now.
Does like the aesthetic or like the visuals of this device influence your choice?
Yeah, it does. It does. I love the color pink. That's
Okay.
why whenever I see like a pink vape, or whenever my friends go out of the country, they'd go back and buy me a pink vape or like a pink cigarettes, anything that's like fits my aesthetic. So
Mm-hmm.
I would just it influenced me a lot.
And do you like use it more often, the pink ones?
Yeah, but I lost it. That's why
Oh,
I was like,
also you switched to the gray one now.
yeah, that's why I use this. This is my friends. This is not even mine.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of my friends use vape, right? And they would go to my house often, and then they would just leave their things here. So now I don't even have to go and buy new ones. I have a bunch of devices that my friends just left, and they're like, just use it. I'm like, okay, I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So you like it pink.
I like it
And
pink.
do you feel like any differences in your emotions when you use the pink one and the other ones?
Oh, oh yeah, definitely, because it fits my aesthetic, right? Whenever I go out, like imagine me going out in like a full outfit where it's like pink, everything's pink, and then I go out with my this ugly thing right here. And imagine if I go out with my pink vape, it would fit like my outfit at that moment, you know? It would be like, oh, everything's matching. I like my things matching.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. To
Right.
say vaping makes you feel good emotionally.
Yeah. I get it's like a you can say like a placebo effect. Like uh it's just like a thing that like you said a coping mechanism. It's like whenever whatever inconvenience that I'm about to like face, as long as I vape before, I
Mhm.
feel like I can do it.
Okay.
It's like a mood booster.
Okay, mood booster. And if vaping like didn't give you this feeling, would you still do it?
No.
No, okay. Because you vape for like the mood booster thing.
Yeah, and it tastes good, so it's like both
Okay.
a
Yeah,
win-win.
both. Okay. Can you describe situations where you tend to use e-cigarettes, and in those moments, what do you feel vaping provides for you?
So like I said, I paint a lot, right? And like whenever I've done like a painting spree, like I've painted for like more than 3 4 hours, I would search for it. I'd be like, oh my God, let me take a break and just
Yeah.
sit there and vape while looking at the paintings. Um, I guess it does affect my mood a lot. And in those certain situations, um, I would be more active in seeking out my vapes, you know.
Okay. And if you happen to be in that situation, but you don't have your e-cigarettes with you, how would you feel?
Oh, this happens to me a lot
Oh, really?
because I paid. You can't vape inside of like a building, right?
Uh-huh.
Especially when you're at an event And usually when I do live paintings, I would sit there for 7 to 8 hours just painting, and I would have no breaks where I could access the vapes or my cigarettes. I'd usually just like before doing the gig, I would smoke and vape a lot, kind
Oh,
of as kind of like a what do you call it? A preparation for the
okay,
next
preparation.
several hours. And during that painting time, I would always tell my friends like, "Oh my god, I need to go out and smoke so bad," you know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I can hold it in. But after it's finished, I would just go out and sprint
Then
out and be
started.
like, I would go smoke one cigarette and then go back in if I
Okay.
have like an extra time.
Okay. And do you think like e-cigarettes give you certain satisfaction and comfort? If
Oh
yes, how?
yeah, it is. Like uh, it feel it makes me feel like, oh, it's like a reward, if you will. It's
Okay.
like a reward. Whenever I'm done doing stressful things, I would see comfort in vaping. So I would just like go out and be like, oh, this is the break that I needed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And would you like compare vaping satisfaction to like anything else in your life? And how would it be like compared to
It's like
any other?
drinking coffee, I guess.
Ah.
It's like drinking coffee. Some people can't even start their day without drinking any
Oh
cups of
yeah.
coffee. I think that's the same for me if I haven't had any smoke or vape. I'd be like, it'd be like there's something missing.
Okay. And now into the personal needs or how it can like improve your self-esteem and identity. So how does vaping fit into your daily life as a university student?
I guess now, like socially, like with my friends, I am in my university. I'm put in a friend group where nobody else is smoke aside from me and my friend. They're just like there's just two of us. So I guess it doesn't impact a lot. Well, it does. Um, quite negatively actually, because whenever I'm out with this certain friend group, like we would feel bad if we had to like smoke in front of them, right? And
Mhm.
so we'd usually just go out the two of us alone and then just leave them back inside the rooms. And I guess it's like it's giving it's creating like a certain barrier
Yeah.
to that. Yeah, it's like um you have to, I have to go out alone, and then whenever I go back, they'd be talking about different things and different plans. They'd be catching up on a lot of things, and we had to miss it out because we went outside
And this happens in the university,
in
right?
my university.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And do e-cigarettes shape your overall identity on how you see yourself? If yes, how?
Hmm, I let me think about it. Let me think of how to say it.
Yeah.
Um, uh, I guess if it's for identity, I don't think it impacts that much. It's kind of like more of like an emotional thing for me. But if I would see myself without using a vape in the near future, I would be very happy about that. Like, oh, I
Okay.
managed to stop, So I guess, yeah, I don't, I don't, I don't identify myself as like, oh, I look. If I'm me, I would have to have this vape with me.
Are you like satisfied with your current um self with like those vaping behaviors?
Wait,
Oh,
um, not satisfied. No,
okay.
because I want like, girl, I've been smoking and vaping for so long that I think like my body is actually shutting down if I don't stop anytime soon.
Oh, okay.
Um, So I guess I would like it very much if I could get away from
Okay.
this whole thing. Yeah.
Okay, so you're not satisfied. I think I can like kind of relate. Although I don't the vape.
Why? With what? With what?
I think I can like just feel the thing. Okay.
You've seen me. I smoke less, right? Usually I go out a lot. Now I don't go out
Oh
as
yeah.
much, right?
Yeah. But I think you will get there. I'm
Amen.
confident. Okay.
Amen.
I hope you will get there.
Amen.
Okay. Have you ever chosen a specific e-cigarette or vape brand to match your status or style?
Style, yes. Status, I don't think so. Style, like I said, I would prefer one that would match with me. Like I
Like
would
what?
like the color
Uh-huh.
and then the taste. Usually people would be like, whenever they taste mine, they'd be like, oh, this is so you. This is like so you coded, you know? But I think for the other one, what was the other one? Sorry, my head is like
Status?
was status. I don't think so because it doesn't really matter as much, you know. It doesn't matter at all.
And what is like your preferred taste like that is really you?
I would go for something very cold and fruity, I guess. I would want my vape to taste very refreshing. I don't like those types that is very creamy, that is very cakey. I don't really like that.
Mhm. What is like this fruity flavor? Like you can mention the flavors.
Oh, one of my favorite is called hibiscus iced tea. And then the other ones that I like are the it's from the brand Kaze. It's the watermelon spritzer, I think. I think those two are like my top two flavors.
Okay.
Okay.
And do you feel like using e-cigarettes give you more confidence? If yes, in what ways?
Not really.
Not really.
I don't think so. I don't think it affects that much. I don't think it affects my social life that much.
Okay. And how does vaping influence your overall well-being or self-worth? And in what ways, if it does?
Overall being, I guess it makes me like I said, I would go searching for it whenever I feel like I have like any minor convenience that I have to go through. But for self value, I don't
Self-worth,
really,
yes.
yeah, I don't really, I don't think I've ever been put in a situation where it would affect me.
Okay. So you are you and like the behavior doesn't really affect your
Yeah,
self-worth.
I think so. My self worth, yeah.
Okay. Now, about how it can offer you like a social integrative needs, how it can like improve your social connection and belonging or influence. And did peer influence or social circles play a role in your decision to start vaping?
Okay, I'm sorry. My asam lambung
It's
is acting
okay.
up.
It's okay. Take your time.
Sorry. Um, I think this, like I said, that vaping is such a good conversation starter, but only if you're meeting new people. Like, if you have a meeting, if you are meeting up with clients, or if I'm out there meeting new people, new friends, it's such a great. Well, let's go out and have a separate conversation to continue our previous conversation. You know.
Yeah.
But whenever I used to tattoo, so I used to tattoo, and I was put in like a tattoo studio where everyone smokes, so it's like a very good bonding time to like discuss what's your favorite brand, what do you like, when did you start, you know, those type of things. And for how the people around me influenced me into vaping, I don't, so when I started vaping, it was only me and my friend. It was just the two of us because we were put in a school, which was very conservative.
Yeah.
So we were the first ones to actually try it out, and we got punished for it because we were caught using it,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to go do social services. And we actually got a lot of backlash from that because we tried smoking and vaping. So I guess
Backlash in like what ways? What aspect?
and like they would shit at, they would
It's okay.
talk bad about us. They would talk bad
Oh,
about
talk
us.
bad about you, really?
Yeah, because firstly, we're women, we were girls, we were little girls, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, you're such a bad person for trying it out." So I guess it back then it was such like a oh my God, because they were talking bad about us. It was like oh my God, we want to rebel against that
Mhm.
um stereotype, and that's why we condone it more.
Mhm.
I guess that's why, not because like people, not because of people pushing us, but it's because of them bad mouthing us that
Oh,
we started to like oh my God, we
so
have
you
to
stop.
we should break the stereotype.
Break.
It was like a rebel mentality you have back in middle school, because we didn't know anything about life,
Okay.
and we thought like oh my God, we're the coolest, but now I have to pay the price because of that stupid thing that I did.
Okay. And do e-cigarettes affect your social interactions with friends or peers?
Oh yeah, it does, like I said. um it differs, like if like me now, I'm put in a social group where not of a lot of them vapes or smoke. Like me with us with our social circles, I would be the one to actually just go out. Me and our like only two other people that vapes that would just like go out and like be outside, and y'all being inside, like you know.
Yeah.
And but it's negative if it's with um those people, because we would get kind of left out, not really left out, but like I said, it creates like a barrier. And then the positive thing is that you can bond with people who does the same thing as you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like um when I meet out with new people, like I said, we can talk about it. Like, oh, what did you decide? Oh, what do you like? That's those sort of stuff. So it does impact it both in a negative and a positive way.
Yeah. Have you ever like made new friends because of that?
Oh yeah, definitely. With clients and stuff. That's how we bond.
Oh, okay. Okay. Have you ever used e-cigarettes to fit in or like feel more included in a social setting? If so, can you describe your experience?
Fit in or included? I I don't think so, but it does make me feel included if the people there are also vaping. Like whenever they um uh pull out their vapes, I'd be like, oh yeah, I vape too. And but I haven't done it to fit in groups because eh, that's such a shallow thing to do, I guess. But to feel more included in a certain group, yes, it actually does make you feel like, oh, we actually have something in common. We can talk about it.
Okay. Do you think vaping can create a sense of belonging in certain social circles? Why or why not?
Oh yeah, like I said, it's because you have something in common. You feel like you can talk about it more, especially from my experience, because my friend groups, I don't have a lot of my friends in my close friend groups that do vaping or smoking. Whenever I meet new people, I'd be like, oh my God, I can actually relate to them. It makes me feel um I can talk it out with you guys. If I can't talk it out with my other friends, I can talk it out with you guys, that type of thing.
Has e-cigarette usage like help you strengthen your existing friendships or make new friends?
Make new friends, yes. Strengthening, not really, because with making new friends, it's like talking about something in common is just like the first page, but you can't really use it to strengthen your friendship.
Why is that?
The most you can do is just like go out and smoke together. But me myself, I don't really like. I would usually just go out by myself. So I would only use that conversation starter if I'm meeting new people. But usually on a daily basis, I would prefer to smoke by myself.
Also, you don't like usually smoke with your friends, and like because of vaping, it kind of like continues.
Um, if they if we're together, if they're all vaping, I would go vape with them. But usually, I would prefer to smoke and vape in silence.
Huh?
That's why it's a good starter, but for um strengthening, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And now I'm gonna ask about how vapes can influence your relaxation and how it can like help you escape from certain situation or more attention release needs. So, do you use vaping as a way to cope with stress or unwind? If so, in what situations?
Stress and sorry, what unwinds?
Unwind is like,
Oh,
yeah,
unwind.
like, oh yeah, unwind. I'm sorry. Rip English. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay. It's late at night.
Relax.
It's late at night. It's late at night.
Yeah.
Passable. There's that me. I was blabbing. Kumur kumur.
Okay. So,
I
is it a way to cope with stress or unwind?
Yeah, it is because, like I said, I would prefer to smoke in silence because I feel like you can get more within your thoughts. Whenever I've done something stressful, I would just want to go out by myself and be like, and lay myself and be like, oh my God, finally some peace and quiet. So I guess that's why it it affects my coping with stress.
So you got stressed when like you're out, and then when you're alone, it kind of like copes with
Yeah.
okay. And are there like any significant effects that e-cigarette have when used to cope with stress? For example, like in your a change in stress level.
I feel like it does. Um, like I said, it makes me feel calmer. I guess with vaping. Wait, I'm so sorry. My battery is almost dead. Wait, wait,
Okay.
wait, wait.
Okay.
Let me charge it for 2 minutes. Hey, 1 minute,
Take
1 minute, one
time.
minute, 1 minute. Wait. We have 5% left. Okay, we're back.
Okay. So
Sorry,
are
what
there
was the
any,
question?
maybe I could like restate the questions. Are there any significant effects that e-cigarettes have when used to cope with stress?
Oh yeah, it does. Um, because like I mentioned before, whenever I'm stressed, I would want to calm myself down or at least make myself feel better. And I guess with vaping, it creates a feeling where I'm just very calm and at least happy and excited, calm and excited, calming my nerves, but at the same time making me feel excited on what like I have done or what I'm about to do.
Mm. Do you think vaping helps long-term stress management or like just temporary relief?
Very much temporary. Yeah, because like if you look at the long time, I feel like there are a lot of people out there who've caught like a very bad disease because
Mhm.
of vaping or smoking a long time. So I guess it's like it creates a temporary sanctuary, I guess you can say, where you feel calm for a certain period of time, but after that, you'd still get stressed, you'd still get
Mhm.
anxious, and then you'd go back into vaping. So it's just like a whole,
Yeah, go like
yeah, cycle. Yeah.
okay. And how does vaping compare to other activities you use for relaxation, like exercise or music or like meditation?
It's like sleeping, I guess. It's like taking a break, I feel. It's like slowing yourself down after you're doing something. It's like taking a nap. It's like,
Similar to taking a nap.
yeah.
Is it better to vape or taking a nap?
Vaping because napping takes time. And vaping you can do on the go.
Okay. And do you consider e-cigarettes as a way to avoid certain intense situation or escape from reality? If so, can you elaborate on your personal experience?
Oh yeah, definitely. Um, like for example, if we if I'm having a fight with someone, if I'm having not a fight, maybe if we're discussing something and then I get stressed out, I'd be like, I'd go out and take a vape or take a smoke. It's like it's like I said, taking a break.
Yeah.
And whenever I'm done, I'm in the middle of a very stressful situation. If I'm painting and I'm like, oh my god, I don't like this, I'd go out and try calming myself down before I get into it back
So
at it
more
again.
of like a reality where you get stressed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like let me put a pause in that
Yeah.
and then come back to you later.
Okay. And if vaping were no longer available, how do you think it would impact your stress management?
I think it would fluctuate. I think it would go up and up and up and up, 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 up. Maybe in the future I would try to you know kind of like cut back a little and then change my mindset, my overall mindset that I don't need to just vape to make my stress go away. But if it's like abruptly, I don't think I can stop that fast.
Yeah. So you need time to like manage your stress
Yeah, I
without
need time
vaping.
to be like, okay, let me reduce it little by little, but not like in your face at the moment.
Okay. So for the closing questions, is there any more type of needs do you think e-cigarettes fulfill, like other than cognitive, affective, personal, social, and tension release needs?
I don't think so. I think those are like it. Sorry.
It's okay. Asam lambung.
It's
Okay. Take your time.
okay. It's fine. It is. I feel like those five main points have included what the vaping affects.
Okay. And do you want to add or clarify anything to your previous answers of the interview?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. So I believe that we have reached the end of our interview, and that's all the questions I have. So, thank you so much for your time and for sharing your experiences today. And your insights will be very helpful for our research, and we truly appreciate it. And if you have any questions after this interview ends, maybe if you want to receive the result of our research, feel free to reach out. So, thank you. Do you have
Thank
any
you.
closing statement before
No,
I end?
thank you for having me and listening to my answers. I hope it could be a very big help for you and your team.
Thank you.
Sorry
Okay,
if I said anything that's bad.
it's okay. It's fine. We will keep it confidential and we'll only use it for academic purpose. Okay. Thank you again. Have a great day.
Thank you for having
I'm gonna
me.
end the record.